Hello and welcome to Soul Symbols. My name is Shelly and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Today is going to be a slightly different type of video. I do normally just read cards for tarot and oracle, which I enjoy very much. But in addition to throwing cards and reading oracle, I thoroughly enjoy, since the time I was young, I've always had a strong interest in protecting the environment. This is a goal that I had been very interested in as a teenager, but then, of course, as life goes, I've gotten away from it. And I wanted to go ahead and do a very special post. This is a culmination of effort that I've, participated in for a while now, so this is a very important video to me. But I'm going to go ahead and title it Eco Girl in a Modern World, because I think that is a very apt title, given that we do our best to try to protect our environment, but we are creatures of habits. We're humans, and we want to live a lifestyle that is convenient to us, and sometimes that convenience comes at a cost. But my goal in this video is to both celebrate Earth Day, to share with you the efforts that I have made to make the world a better place, and also hopefully give you some inspiration on how you can make changes as well, because it is possible. The thing that I have learned is that it is possible. So to begin, I just want to put out two disclaimers. Anytime you're talking about environmental health, there's always a kind of trigger warning. There's a lot of guilt involved. It makes me feel guilty too, so you are not alone. But just know that throughout the course of this video, which I'm going to keep as brief as possible, but we are going to talk about the reasons why we have the lifestyle that we do, which can bring on a little bit of guilt. But what we're going to do is we're going to be honest about it. We're going to face it. So we're going to talk real truth. And then the second, caveat is that I want to disclose right now that I am a hypocrite. I strive to make these changes myself. And by striving, I hope to inspire others to help me in this endeavor. But I am definitely not innocent. I have habits, I have hobbies that do not contribute to environmental health. So I am nowhere a perfect example of what to do. But I believe that every small effort changes the tide, it turns the tide. So that is why I'm sharing it with you today. I like to scrapbook. I love my coffee. I've utilized one-use containers for a majority of my life. So again, as I am going through all of these details, I'm going to show my hypocrisy. And in that, I hope that it helps us own these habits and in turn change those habits. So to begin, I first have to just say that, there are several major factors of environmental change. The first being that humans are completely impacting the planet. It is, whether you believe it or not, whether or not you feel like you're just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic, we're going down anyway, why not enjoy it? That's the mindset that a lot of people take when they feel like, okay, the scientists are just telling us blah, blah, blah. But the proven true fact is, air quality, water quality, trash production, all of it is human made. So first and foremost, we have to own that. The second thing that we need to kind of own is that our speed is super fast compared to the way things are naturally produced. And that is number one, what needs to change. And now, knowing that information, knowing that we are the source, the way that we counteract it, and to put it out there first, the way that we counteract it is what you see in the news every day. Reduce, reuse, recycle. BYO, bring your own. And we need to also ask questions and encourage the change. And lastly, but most importantly, we need to change our habits. So those are the four things. And as I go through the video, I'm also going to hashtag it at the bottom as I'm talking about different things. To begin, and again, I know this is kind of a long video, but I'm gonna get it all in. We have a few options. Now, first and foremost, we have to look at recycling. So first off, we want to go ahead and see how things are recycled. These plastics that we've already created, we've already pulled the fossil fuel, we've already created that fork, right? First and foremost, I'm going to put up a list of all the times that it takes something to biodegrade. And again, this is not to be gloom and doom, it's just to be honest, because we're very real in this video. Go ahead and look down the list. Now, plastics are recyclable, but that doesn't mean that we should lean on them. The reason being is that plastics take 450 years to biodegrade on average. That plastic bag that you threw away on a whim, you think about it, 3 generations from now, your children's children's children is 100 years. You're not even looking at the end of your line when you're throwing that bag away. The other thing is when you throw bags into, well, we'll get to that in a minute, but basically we want to reduce the use of these. And if we do use them, we want to recycle them. Because if you recycle, plastic can be recycled 7 to 9 times. And 7 to 9, if you divide that by 450 years, is about 50 years. That's a little bit more reasonable. But the caveat to that is that you actually have to recycle it. If you just ditch it into the landfill, you're not even recycling it once. You're dooming it to 450 years. And it's not just going to become that dead fish in the ocean that it was a millennia ago overnight. That is where our sense of timing is warped. Remember, fast versus slow. We have to get realistic. So instead, when you think about the plastics that you use, number one culprit, the things we drink from, are cups, which is water bottles, coffee cups. And I am culprit number one when it comes to coffee cups. So if you look at it, think about if you have a bottle of water 1 to 2 times every day for 365 days. How many not disposable, biodegrading and 450-year bottles are you throwing into the landfill? So let's start there. And it's becoming popular. You see people have reusable cups. Aluminum, steel, ceramic, glass. Now, I am a big advocate of glass just because as long as it is not Pyrex, which unfortunately a lot of glass is nowadays, Pyrex is layered with plastic, again, and plastic touches everything, and it's layered with plastic to help prevent it breaking, like the stuff you put in ovens and things like that. Drinking cups are not recyclable, drinking glasses, because they are tempered. That's what they call tempered when glass is reinforced to keep it from breaking. But if you know that glass is a regular, recycled thing. Now, the beauty of glass is that it takes a lot longer to biodegrade. It takes about 1,000 years, which you would think is the worst. But the beauty of it is glass is endlessly recyclable. Endlessly, guys. It isn't 7 to 9 times like the plastic is. It's endlessly recyclable. And it is a great insulator. I've seen pictures of glass bottles being used for the walls of homes. I've also seen it ground up and put into, mixed with concrete to create the blocks of homes. Also, glass can be ground down, again, endlessly recycled. It can become something else, can become a glass container or plate or mug. And the other beautiful thing is that glass is in essence sand. The sand that you walk on at the ocean is the same little particles of glass. That's why it hurts like hell when you get in your eye. But also new initiatives, as water has become an issue and eroding coastlines, they are also looking to ground down recycled glass and use it to reinforce beaches. It's sea glass, guys. Sea glass. So I am a big advocate of glass. I actually found a glass container that's by the maker Soma, S-O-M-A. The lid is bamboo. The glass I can take out of a washable sleeve, so I can wash the sleeve, and I just put the glass right into the dishwasher. I have 2 of them. I rotate them out as I go a few days, and it holds the perfect amount of water. It fits in my cup holders. I bring it to work, and guess what? I'm saving 365 plastic bottles that have an infinite amount of times that can be recycled by doing that. So that's change number 1. BYO. Bring your own.